Hello there and welcome to UMath. Today we have a rendition of the famous painting entitled The Scream, which has been Homerized. It's quite the beautiful work of art, wouldn't you say? This is an original work by Zachary Bourne. So today for lesson 156, we are talking about the rules of or the order of operations when you do different questions. Now, this isn't totally new um, because we've done BEDMAS before. BEDMAS is just the acronym used to help you remember the order, because you don't just do mathematical operations from left to right as though you were reading text. It is following the BEDMAS formula here. As you can see, and this isn't new. The only thing that may be a little bit different with today's lesson is some of the questions are just a little bit more sophisticated than ones you've done in the past. So we know B is brackets, E exponents, D division, M multiplication, A addition, S subtraction. And these two right here kind of go together. They're on the same level. So even though the D comes first for division, it's really whichever comes first when you're going from left to right. So if multiplication comes first, you do that ahead of division. So they're on the same level, even though you see the D higher here in the BEDMAS. The same is true for addition and subtraction. It's not like addition always comes before subtraction. It's whatever you see first in the question. So they're at the same level as well. I guess the person who put together this acronym could have said, well, we'll call it BEMDAS instead, by switching these, or BEDMASA, switching these, but I think BEDMAS sounds a little easier to say, so that's why they went with that particular order. Anyways, so let's take a look at some types of questions that you'll be doing with this lesson. So how many different operations do we have here? We have an adding, we have an exponent, we have nothing in between the exponent number and the bracket here, so we know that's times. And we have the brackets, and we have the subtraction sign. So we've got about 5 different things going on here. So you go back to BEDMAS, and the first thing we'll do here are the brackets. So 9 minus 4, that's what's in the brackets. We just put a 5 down. Now I know a lot of you like to do multiple steps at once, but I'd caution against that because sometimes it leads to mistakes. So just rewrite everything. Okay, now we have an adding, we have an exponent, and we've done everything in the brackets, but there's nothing between the brackets and the 4 squared here, so we know there's supposed to be a time symbol here. So back to the order of operations again. The next thing we do are exponents. So we do the 4 squared, and 4 times 4, remember it's not 4 times 2, but 4 times 4 is 16. And then I'll just rewrite everything else. Next item, look on the list. We have adding and multiplying, and we know that the multiplying comes first. So 5 minus 16 is 80 plus the 7. Oops. And then our final answer there would be 87. So that's one example. Let's do another one. Here we go. Back to the order of operations. What do we do first? Well, we do what's in the brackets because that's first. But in order to do what's in the brackets, we have to know what's on top and what's on the bottom. So we've got to figure out what's on top and what's on the bottom first. So here we go. 4 squared would give us what's on the top. 4 times 4 is 16. 5 minus 1 would give us what's on the bottom. And all of that is cubed. So the next step, we can go 16 divided by 4 is 4. Now we know exactly what's in the brackets, so we've done everything we can in the brackets. And then all we're left with is cubing the 4, which is 4 times 4 times 4. So we got 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 4, just do that. So we got 64 as our answer. Let's do one more. It's probably the most sophisticated out of the ones that we've done. So let's have a look at it. Back we go to BEDMAS. What do we do first? Well, let's do what's in the brackets first. And within the brackets, we have two different operations. We have an exponent and we have subtraction. And we know that we would do the exponent first. So, here we go. We do 6 squared, and 6 times 6 is 36, minus the 3 is 33. And then here's where we're just going to write everything else down the way it is in the original. Okay, next up. We're going to figure out everything that's on the top and everything that's on the bottom, and then we're going to go top divided by the bottom. So, on the top, we have a plus, and there's nothing in between the 2 and the bracket here with the 33, so we know it's times. So we'll do times before addition. So 2 times 33 is 66. And it's 8 plus that. And on the bottom, 9 minus 11 is going to be a minus 2. We know it's a minus because the minus is bigger than the plus here, 2 bigger. So, let's finish it off. Eight plus 66 is 74, divided by negative 2. 74 divided by 2 is 37. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. So, looking at your lesson 156, on page 369, you may cross off the following. In the problem solving section, cross off number 3. In sharpening skills, you may cross off 10, 11, 14, 18, 19, and on page 370 there's 3 rounding questions there. I'll let you cross off all of those, and mainly because your answer key just for some reason doesn't give the answers for them. So you don't have to do any of those ones on 370.
That was easy.